Welcome back to the channel, rock lovers. Check this out. Look at this interesting looking rock. What is this? Turns out this is called Hertfordshire Puddingstone, or as we in America might say, Hertfordshire Puddingstone. This comes from England, that's right. I was in England very recently doing some metal detecting out on a big field when our leader, Mindy, brought this rock to me that she had spotted. And she said, "Scott, how would you like to take this back to Texas and do something with it?" And I said, "Oh, Mindy, I know exactly what that rock is. I found one of these before. This is a Hertfordshire Puddingstone. Not very common. They're only found in certain parts of England." Well, what it is little cobbles of flint in a much newer silica-based matrix there, like a quartzy material. As you can see, these little flint cobbles can be really interesting on the inside. Now, I did find one of these, oh gosh, a year or two ago, and I did turn it into a How Well Will It Tumble video. And this was the result. Now, as you can see, it did take a great shine, those little flint cobbles and that matrix. But as you can also see, it had issues. These little flint cobbles were popping out or they were breaking. You see right there, fracturing. I was never really happy with the way this rock turned out. I liked the polish just fine, but the overall shape and condition, not so much. And it was only after I uploaded this video that someone from England very kindly told me what it was, Hertfordshire Puddingstone. I looked it up and thought, wow, I had a special rock there. I should have done a better job with it. Well, now I have a second chance. This one I'm going to do differently. What I'm going to do to try to maintain its shape a little bit better is I'm going to manually smooth it out on the cabbing machine. I'll take it, get it on the 80 grit wheel, and I'll grind down these high spots, make it as smooth as I can before getting it in a barrel of coarse grit. Once I get it in a barrel though, I'm going to do that differently. I'm going to put it in with a lot of small rocks, like almost gravel-sized rocks, and let it go for many, many weeks in the coarse grit, hoping to avoid the problems I had with this one, with these cobbles popping out and fracturing. Hopefully I'll get it nice and smooth without destroying too much of it, at which point we'll move on to the vibratory tumbler and get a nice shine like this. So for now, let's just go into the shop, get on the cabbing machine, and smooth this thing out manually, and then we'll go from there. Oh, I must have spent 20 minutes on that coarse wheel smoothing this thing out. And here's how it looks wet. So I like the shape, but how does it look dry? Well, now you can see it's not perfect, but it's close. There's some minor flaws in there, but let's see if we can clean those up. What I'm going to do is throw it in a barrel, in this case a 4-pound barrel, add a bunch of these smalls. These are little pieces of agate and just other fill material that I use. That should cushion it nicely, prevent any damage. Here I put in my 4 tablespoons of the silicon carbide 6090 grit. Look at it fall, that's cool. Once I fill it with water, I button it up, get it on there nice and tight. Pop the lid on. Want to make sure that's tight as well. Get the nut snugged and a little shake. All that's left is put it on the tumbler. Our Puddingstone tumbled in the coarse grit for over a month, and now this is what it looks like. It's very smooth. It actually has a little bit of a shine on it. However, it's not perfect, right? You can see along the edges of the cobbles there that, well, there's still some rough sections. Right in here, this little white area, that's a little softer. You can see how it did not hold up. A little bit here. So I was deciding, what should I do? Should I put this back in, go another month or so, try to grind it perfectly, or should I just live with it? Oh, sure, I could go back to the cabbing machine and try to smooth out these sections and just start all over again, go another month, but Honestly, I think I'm going to go ahead and stop now with the coarse grit grinding and move on to the polishing. I believe this will be a beautiful polished stone. You can see those cobbles have some interesting details in them. I like this one has a little white stripe through it. I imagine these are going to shine up brilliantly. It should look really nice. I like this light colored one here, and then this one up here has some detail in it. So let's go ahead and get this thing shined up. What I'll do next is get it in the vibratory tumbler. I'll go for my usual 10 days or so. I'll use 4 different grits. And after that final 14,000 grit aluminum oxide polish, I'll bring this back in here and I'll show you what it looks like. Well, what do you think? The Hertfordshire Puddingstone is finally finished, and wow, check out the polish that it took. My goodness, this thing shines. Look at that. I tell you what, I am in love with this material. Even though it wasn't a perfectly smooth tumble, there's that area there that's a little coarse. What is smooth is just stunning. Look at those little flint cobbles in there, the designs. Wow. I normally tumble and cab agates. You know, the colorful, translucent ones with banding. This, though, gives all of those a run for their money. This is really something. Look at some of the patterns in those little flint cobbles right there. There's that light one and the dark one right above it. Really cool. Took a great shine. Look at the reflection we're getting on that. That was about, I want to say 12 days in the vibratory tumbler. I probably kept it in the 14,000 grit aluminum oxide polish for 4 days maybe. Wow. Nice shine. I think this is a much better example of this than my first effort. It still took a nice shine, but boy, those little flaws just drive me crazy. This one, much improved. I hope you agree. Well, I don't want to speak ill of this one. It was my first go and I had no idea what I was dealing with. Now I know, if I ever find another one, how I should tumble it to get a great result like this. Thank you so much for coming along on this little how well will it tumble journey. This one's a little longer than normal, but I think it was worth it to show you these unusual steps to get this result. Once again, thanks for watching.